Let's discuss preparing the workspace. After you've gathered the necessary substantive material, you can prepare the workspace. And here's where we make sure the reviewers have the most efficient experience to find the relevant data. To prepare the workspace, we will make sure the data is set up properly for review, run the search terms reports, or the STRs, analyze the documents for all languages present in the data in order to prepare for additional reviewers if necessary, and batch the documents for review. If the parties have agreed to use search terms, it will be helpful to highlight those terms in the documents so that the reviewers will know why the documents are included in the review set. If there aren't any agreed upon terms, it may be useful to highlight key terms in the document to assist with the review. The STR shells are set up in the template, so you can add your substantive and privileged terms. Then you just need to run the terms, so you'll get the results for the document set. And going forward, every time you add documents to the workspace, the search terms will run automatically through automated workflows, and the terms will be ready for highlighting. It'll be helpful to know what languages are present in your dataset. You can use the language analysis search to find out. Then batch the documents out separately for first-level review by a team of reviewers that speaks that language. You might also decide to batch them out separately and create your own searches based on language using these template searches. Email threading will be run with automated workflows, usually by the admins. Email threading will reduce duplicate data when you batch the non-duplicate email data and other documents for first-level review. To help you keep track of what documents are in the review batches, you can tag them. Although the step of tagging the documents as batched to first-level review is not required, it is useful to assist in tracking the batched and reviewed documents. Run this built-in search to locate the batched documents. Then you can use this field to mass tag the batched documents for easy tracking. The substantive review protocol should contain a background of the case or matter and instructions for review based on the requests for production and the protective order. This should be prepared by a person familiar with the case's facts. In addition to identifying the types of documents that should be marked responsive, the review protocol should describe issue tagging, how to code for confidentiality, instructions on the types of privacy redactions that may be needed, and any privilege guidance. You can adjust the choices and fields that will appear on your coding layout, which we'll show in more detail during our demo. So now let's look at relativity and setting up the workspace. First, we need to start the review process by adding terms to the template STRs, or search terms reports. These will be important for the reviewers to see highlighted terms to track review progress and for QC. First, let's add the key terms to our STR of key terms. In the left-hand side, we have our tabs. First, let's go to the search setup and then term searching, and we'll find our search terms reports tab. We can choose the key terms STR. Click add terms. And now we can copy and paste our search terms into the box. I will go to my list of key terms. I'm just copying from a Word document and inserting my key terms. And I'll click add. Now you can see that all of the terms are added to my search term report, and it gives me the indication of the color that was selected and the text color inside. And then I just run all terms, and that will add these terms to the search terms report and make those terms available in the document set. Next, I want to run my privilege terms STR. Going back to the search terms reports, notice I have the privilege terms STR set up in the template. And now I will add the privilege terms here into the terms box. This time, I'm going to select the background color as red and leave the text color as black and add the terms. And again, I'll run all the terms. So going forward, every time you add documents to the workspace, the search terms will run automatically through the automated workflows, and the terms will be highlighted. Key terms will be highlighted in yellow, and privileged terms will be highlighted in red. We do have the AmLaw 200 STR already added to the template, and you can see that here. Next, I will look at the language ID structured analytics set that has already been run. It'll be helpful to know if you have documents in languages other than English in your dataset. Let's go to the language analysis search. I'm clicking on the Save Searches browser, filtering for the language analysis search. And it's here. Notice that the search has already been run, giving me the primary languages and the percentage of each. I can edit this search to show you the fields that are included, the primary language and secondary languages fields, and then the percentage field is here, as you saw on the view. We also include a dashboard connected to the search, which identifies the languages present in the dataset as well. Email threading has also been run, so we want to batch the non-duplicative emails and other documents for review. To batch the documents, let's go to the Review Management tab and Batch Sets. We'll make a new batch set. And I just need to fill out the required fields. First, give it a name. I'll call this First Level Review, because this consists of my email threaded documents. The maximum batch size will be 250. And I'll make the batch prefix the same as the batch name. The batch data source is going to be my First Level Review threaded search. The batch unit field I will leave empty. The batch family field will be the email thread group. This will ensure that all of the emails in the thread group are included in the batch. And the review field will be responsiveness. This will indicate that once this field is tagged, that'll indicate the document has been reviewed. And I'll click Save. You want to use this same process to batch the non-threaded documents like loose eDocs or documents without threading values. And now I can create the batches. Next, I can mass tag the batch documents for tracking purposes. To do that, we've created a search, Batch to First Level Review Mass Tagging Search. You can run this search. And I can mass edit all of the documents in the search by choosing the mass action Edit. I'll choose the layout for editing, which is the Review Management layout. And then I will check Batched to First Level Review so that all the documents in the batches will show that they have indeed been batched. So next, I want to set up the review tagging. I'll go back to the Folders browser and click Edit next to one of the documents. This will bring me into the layout. I want to make sure that I'm on my First Level Review layout. And the first thing I want to do is add applicable issue choices. I have the Issues field already added to the layout, so I can click Manage for those issues and add my choices here. This brings me into the choice editor. I can add the choices one by one, or I can add a list of choices. So let's just click adding a choice, and let's do a choice for fraud. And let's add I'll show you how I can add multiples, and I'll do two more, one for liability and one for damages. And I'm just putting those on a separate line each. Now I have three choices: fraud, liability, and damages. And I just save those by closing it. Notice that the choices now appear on my layout. Next, I can edit the layout by clicking the pencil icon. And if I want to, I can remove any of these fields. If I wanted to remove the issues field, for instance, I would just click it here to move it around. I can click it there and drag it, or I can just take it off of the layout by choosing this X at the side of the field. And the list of available fields to add to my layout are all here on the right-hand side. And any of these I can just drag into the layout to add those. And I'll save and close. Also, I might need to adjust some of the choices. For instance, I have the confidentiality field here, and I can adjust those choices the same way I added the choices to the issue field. I can remove choices from the confidentiality field or any of the other fields by just scrolling over it and choosing delete to delete a choice. These choices might be renamed, for instance, to adjust to the requirements of a protective order. So make sure you always review that substantive protocol and the protective order if necessary, and confirm your fields that need to be added. And that's the end of the demo for preparing the workspace.